You would have remembered that I despise decimals. So the real answer is, of course, 9/100ths. No, it's not 3/50, Roy. Right? Because, of course, that is 0.3 to the -3 plus 5, which is 0.3 squared, which is, of course, 0.09. But the better way to do it, especially when you don't have your calculators, and some of you are bad at multiplying decimals, would be to recognize that as 3/10 squared, which is 3 squared over 10 squared, which is 9/100ths. Yeah? Yeah. Now, again, picture poor Mr. Myers standing at the front of the room at the end of the exponent unit and having his whole class say, "Oh my God, I don't know what to do." And then picture Mr. Myers saying, "But what if this was an X and this was an X? Oh, I know what to do now." And then you see my frustration, don't you? So, since these bases are exactly the same, do all of our exponent laws apply? Yes. So let us apply them. What are you going to do right there? Without your calculators, you are going to multiply them to get -8. So you're going to have -3/2 to the -8. Yes? Excellent. And what are you going to do right there? Unbelievably so, you will follow the pattern of math and do the exact same thing and get 6. And now what will you do? Because lo and behold, do we still have the same base? Of course we do. So do we follow the same pattern that we would do if they were x's? Of course we do. And what does that tell us to do? Add the exponents. But one kid always says, "Well, Mr. Myers, that's negative. Shouldn't I flip it?" And I say, "Yes, kid, you should flip it. But shouldn't you notice first that you can simplify here because they're the same base?" Of course you should. Because you do not approach a question with a set plan in mind. You bring all of your math knowledge to each question so you can apply the appropriate math knowledge at the appropriate time. Yes? Yes. What is -8 plus 6? -3/2 to the -2. Now, what does a negative exponent do to its base? Reciprocates it to 2/3 to the +2. What have I forgotten that a great many of you will also forget? This is still negative. But, is it part of the base? Yes, because it's inside the brackets. So when it squares, what will happen to that negative? It will disappear, and our answer will be 4/9 with no touching of our calculators. Yeah? Yeah. Okie dokie? Okie dokie. Let's look at 3. What are we going to do? So what do we get up top there? 1.4 to the 7th. Over what? Now what bothers us there? So where should that go? Up there. And what should happen to that -2? What should happen to that -2? It will be positive. So I will have 1.4 to the 9th. Now, ladies and gentlemen, do you think that I want you without your calculator to do 1.4 times 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 1.4? No, of course not. That's ludicrous. Would I expect you? Yes, I know Ludacris is a rapper. Yes. I am well aware Ludacris is a rapper. I am also aware that Eminem has issued the Godzilla challenge. Eminem's newest album has a song, because it's not a song because he's not singing, but a track on it in which he raps incredibly fast. Faster than Rap Star, even. Rap God, sorry. Rap Star is Cypress Hill. Sorry, I apologize. I am mixing up my Cypress Hills and my M&Ms. If you can post on TikTok you doing the last verse of Godzilla without any mistakes, Eminem will send you a prize. I don't know, because, Ethan, I have a life. So I do not know. Well, what if he sends it to you signed?
Then I'm selling it.
Okay, so you got something out of it.
Now you know why I don't know that either, yes. Because I also do.
All right.
So by the fact that you know this stuff makes you have no life love.
He has a study grade 10.
Oh, yeah.
Roy, I also know about the Tide Pod Challenge. Do you think I eat Tide Pods? No.
But they're tasty.
All right. I also know about the Spoonful of Cinnamon Challenge. Do you think I did that? No. I also know about the Ice Bucket Challenge. Do you think I did that? No. I know lots of stuff about lots of stuff. But that doesn't mean I waste any time in my life doing anything about it. Because again, if you spend 3 hours trying to learn the last verse to Godzilla, and then you find yourself when you are 92 about to die, wouldn't you wish for 3 more hours?
But I got a full-size guy who can rap Godzilla, so...
You could maybe, when you were 92, rap Godzilla as you expire. That is true. You could do that. All right. Yes, he will be. Oh, I did hear a funny joke about that, though, because Eminem put that challenge out on his verified Twitter account. And thank goodness he has a verified Twitter account, because now we know we're talking to the real Slim Shady. Get it? Get it? It's okay, Roman. It wasn't that funny. All right, let's go on. What am I going to do? You're going to deal with the bottom. And what are you going to do with the bottom, Atisha? So let's add them. This is a stressful moment for me. What is 1/3 plus 5/3? 6/3. Now, some wise ass always says that's 2, Mr. Myers. And I agree. It is 2. Except that shows you're not looking forward. Because later on, you're going to need to be subtracting.
That's pretty, yeah.
So you should leave it as thirds, shouldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
So it is 7 2/3 over 7 6/3. What do I do there? So it is 7 to the negative 4/3. Oh no! What does that do to this? 1/7 to the positive 4/3. Now, that is one level of done. Okay? How? I will choose you, Locke. Relax. I will choose you, Locke. Relax. If you don't get that joke, it's from Seinfeld. No, it's not from Seinfeld. It's from Simpsons. Yes. What?
Oh, yeah.
What is inappropriate?
You didn't even say anything yet.
It's inappropriate that I've watched Simpsons? It's the most intelligent television show ever on TV. There is no TV show that is better at commenting on both politics and society ever than The Simpsons.
What about the politics and society show?
Anyways. And they have been doing it for 35 years, and they are still as intelligent as they were 35 years ago. They aren't as entertaining because they choose to be intelligent. They do not have stupid jokes like Family Guy. Because, of course, if you have seen, and none of you will have seen this movie, and I am not telling you to see it, watch Wall-E again. Okay?
I like how it's going to go from
So,
like a movie that I don't recommend, and then it just goes to watch Wall-E again.
now, how, 1 second, Aditi, I owe Locke. Locke, how could you show me your favorite math teacher that you know more math? Right. You could make this the third root of 1 over 7 to the 4th power. And I would be very, very, very happy. You could even make me happy by saying it is 1 over the cubed root of 7 to the 4th power. You could make me happy by saying it is 1 over the cubed root of 7 cube root 7. Ooh. Because there are, of course, 4 7s under there. You would bring out a group and leave 1. And then there is the end. No, it's not, because you're in pre-dip 10. You could even make me even happier by multiplying that by the cubed root of 7 squared and get the cubed root of 7 of 49 over 49. Now remember, you can stop there. Aditi. Certainly.
I left
Yes.
this week.
Yes. I don't care when. At some point. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you all understand how I got from here to here, yes? Do you understand that step?
Yes.
Because the cubed root of 1 is 1.
Yes.
All right. Do you understand that step?
Yes.
Because there's 4 7s under there. I take out 3 and I leave 1. All right. Now, of course, you remember from our previous lessons that you were never allowed a radical in the denominator, right?
Yeah.
So I have to get rid of that radical in the denominator by multiplying by the cubed root of 7 squared. Why 7 squared? Because 7 squared times 7 gets me 7 cubed, doesn't it? And what is the cubed root of 7 cubed? 7. So 7 will come out. What was already out there? 7. So our new denominator is 49. But if I multiplied the bottom by the cubed root of 7 squared, what must I do to the top? Same thing. What is 1 times the cubed root of 7 squared? Cubed root of 7 squared. And would you rather have somebody tell you, you owe me 7 squared dollars, or you owe me $49? 49. Cubed root of 49. Now, do you think I require that? Require. No. Do you want to show off? Do you want me to be like, damn, son, do you want me to be going home and saying, I got me the smartest kid in my grade 10 class? Huh? Benji, let me ask you this. Would you rather win your soccer game by 1 goal? Or would you rather win your soccer game by 5 goals? You are the only person that has scored. You want the 5 goals, yes? Even though the result is the same, isn't it? Your win-loss would be 1 win, 0 losses. You're still number 1 in the league, whether you win by 1 goal or 5, right? Do you score that 1 goal and stop playing? So do you score that 1 goal and stop playing? But could you stop playing and win with that 1 goal? So there you go. Jake. Well, what is the cubed root of 7 squared times 7? Because you're not allowed to have a radical in the denominator. We did a whole lesson on this, Jayden. An entire lesson. You wrote a quiz on it. You may wish to come see me on your own time. Okay? Okay.
On the scale of 1 to 4, would that end things be like the
That's a 5 on the scale of 1 to 4. Right? That's spectacular. That would make Mr. DeVries come running in from the next room. You had a kid voluntarily rationalize the denominator without telling them to, and he might very well, maybe, if he hadn't had enough to eat that day, he might faint.
I want to see this.
That is how surprised we would be. If one of you actually went this far without me saying, make sure you rationalize your denominators.
Well, I mean, you just told us to, so I'll try hard to try to get you to know.
And I will be over the moon happy if anyone does.
Yes.
Go. 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 X to the 5th over y squared. Nice job, Roman. Go. 2. 10 divided by 5 is 2 last time I checked. A squared. B to the 5th. Nice. Now, number 7. Ay, ay, ay. Dude, just ask, man. It's like magic. I can get it right back on the screen. Oh. What's number 7? What is it? No. 1.5 to the 10th. What's 5 times 3? What's 15 minus 5? So it's 1.5 to the 10th. Oh, I thought you were the person going, what? Oh, all right. All right, now, number 8. 2 ways you could do number 8. Would anybody like to volunteer one way? Locke, what would you do with number 8?
Probably turn it into the root first.
So Locke says because that 1/3 and this whole thing is a base, he could just do the cubed root of 8a cubed b to the 6th. Is that okay? What is the cubed root of 8? 2. What is the cubed root of a cubed? A. What is the cubed root of b to the 6th? B squared. No problemo. What's the other way you could do it? Roman, hit me.
You take the 1 over 3 and you just divide everything inside by 3.
Yes. Well, not the 8. It is 8 to the 1/3, a to the 1, b to the 2. 8 to the 1/3 is 2ab squared. And you get the same answer. Do I care which way you do that? Do I care, or would it change how you were assessed if you went the blue way or the green way? No. Good. All right. What about 9? Oh, tricky McTrickleton.
Oh, no.
Bodie McBoatface. Did you guys hear about that? The British government had a contest to name a new ferry in Britain. Like a boat, a ferry. And they said, whatever gets the most votes online is what we're naming the ferry. And you know what won? Bodie McBoatface. Because that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we need government. Because people are idiots. What? It was Boaty McBoatface. No, that's idiocy. All right. What's number 9? Two b to the 1/3 over a to the Aditi 4th. Well played. Why? A to the -2 has to move down there where there were already 2 a's. Now, how can you take this and show me you know more math? Square root 2 cube root b over a to the 4th. That is radical form. That is exponential form. How will you know which one I want? It will always say in the instructions. If it doesn't say in the instructions, then I don't care. Oh my good gravy. Number 10 is a bit of a bully when it comes to math. Go. I'm going to take a well-deserved sip of coffee. No, I'm not, because I'm out of coffee. I'm going to take a well-deserved sip of water. See, yeah, so am I. So you know what I did? I brought water with me. If only there was some sort of way to move water from one place to another. Sure. That was your first line. You get 2. Oh, you don't want to go now? Oh, you must have been really thirsty.
I am, but I don't want to get back to stuff for some reason.
Can you go?
Every week, you can leave twice.
Every week? Oh, I think it's for like every year.
Wait. Sorry, can you help me fill this up, please? Sure.
No way.
Why? What the heck? My water bottle left the room.
Of course, you remember, if your name has no lines by it at the end of the year, you are getting a fancy prize.
Wait, you never told me that.
Yes, I did.
I've already left the class.
Guess you're out of luck.
And I left.
All right. So, who would like to share their first step? Again, I only want a first step. Aditi? 25 is 4. Excellent. Are you going to finish this off, or is that where we're stopping? I would put a to the 4th down here, because that a will cancel and one of those will cancel. And what would you do with that b? You're damn skippy, you'd bring it to the top. And all that's to the 1/2. Now, what would you do there? You could distribute this 1/2 to everything, right? What is 4 to the 1/2? 2. What is 1/2 times 1/2? B to the 1/4. Oh, now you're on fire, Jayden. What is 4 times a half? Look at you. How could you make me happy? Wait. No instructions. Can you stop there? No instructions. Can you stop there? But now some idiot has written, show this in radical form. Could you stop now? No. What would you do to fix that? 2 4th root b over a squared. Oh, stop it. You guys and gals and everything else. You numerous pronouns. I don't act like Jordy. I'm 44. Jordy acts like me. Okay?
That's true. I like that. Because you can't, when you say like a band sounds like this band, but the other band came first, it's no, that band
Yes.
sounds like this. Sure.
He's right, Roy. Greta Van Fleet is awesome, but only because they sound like Led Zeppelin. You still don't know who Led Zeppelin is. Mia, you have Mia. I will erase that and give you a chance at the prize if you can come back to school tomorrow and name 3 Led Zeppelin songs. And when I say name, I don't mean you show up with a Google playlist. I mean you can say, if I play a bit of them, you could say, oh, that's Houses of the Holy.
You want me to like listen to it?
Yes.
Okay. But hold up. Does that mean you'll erase the marks I've had from before because I leave your class like?
I'm
whenever?
aware of that.
Okay.
You will be back in the running for the prize.
Okay, solid. Okay.
3 songs. No. No, Rachel, what are you worried about? Oh, heartbreak. All right, back to math. All right, next page. Next question. How many of you, and all of you need to put your hand up now, even though you say you wouldn't. As soon as you see this, how many of you start putting the 2 in there, and the 3 in there and there? All of you put your hand. Shayla. You guys know Shayla better than me. Do you think? Is Shayla telling us the truth?
She's top academic in our class.
She what?
She's top academic in our class.
Okay. So of course what you would do is simplify first. What do you do with 3 halves and 1 half?
4 over 2.
X squared, because 4 over 2 is squared. What will you do with 2 and negative 1?
-1.
So it's y to the 1. Now, how easy is it? What's going in for x? Negative 2 squared. What's going in for y? 3. What's the answer? 12. Yeah? Now, did your people's print weirdly with number 13 right under 12?
Yes.
What a pain in the rump. Everybody try that one. Oh, easy. Is it, Jayden? Have a little bit of a closer look at that before you say that's easy. That's a badass exponent question. What makes it so hard? There's only an x. Have fun.
Oh, wait.
Lava, that's my quote, math quote of the day. Why is there another one in there? Hey, Shayla, you got it?
The only reason that I was 1% off of third mark was because I was.
Because she was 1% better than you. That's the reason.
I joined IB like 2 weeks after.
That's like saying the only reason he won the gold medal in the 100-meter dash is because he was 1 second faster than me. You started a 1/10 of a second slower than that person did. I'm not putting you down, Roy. I'm just saying. I don't like that system. I don't like it. It's not up to it's nothing you're doing. I don't like it at all. Because I just don't. If you're motivated by grades and somebody beats you out by a 1/10 of a percentage and you let that bother you, that's trouble, right? And really, who's to say that 1/10 of a percentage is real, right?
It would be this.
Now, that being said, Shayla, I'm not taking away from your achievement either. And I will be awarding a top math student in grade 10. All right. Who's saucing me an answer here? Hey, Jaden, I hear it was easy. So you did exactly what I told you not to do in this question. You started subbing in right away. We're off to a good start. No, don't do that.
Use a 3 on the outside and apply to the exponent.
Okay, so what would your first line be? I'm just going to do this to make it easier so this is not in our way. I will, Roy. I got you. So you have x to the where? This? Oh, child. Things aren't going to get easier.
Did you add?
To quote that song. Dude, I'm going over the brackets. There you go, big stuff. Now what?
Negative x to the 9.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But doesn't that 4 affect that 3?
And negative x to the 12, and then 12 times.
So negative x to the 12th.
And then you times that by 3, so 36.
Negative x to the 36th. Okay. Now what?
And then you multiply them, or you add the exponents together.
Okay.
And you add the like terms, so it's negative x to the 48.
Okay. Then what?
And then you add the number from the top back in, so negative 2 to the power of 48.
You sure? Lala?
If there's like an even amount of powers or positive.
That is useless now.
Yeah.
A negative in the base with an even exponent becomes positive. Now, you put negative 2 in there to the 48. Is that answer going to be positive or negative? Positive, because the negative is still in there.
You have to solve it.
No, because 2 to the 48, I don't even think would show up on your calculator. I think it's too big. It's got the scientific notation.
We did it. I did it.
Yeah, with the scientific notation, the extra little exponents. Do you know how to read that?
Not really.
Well then,
10 to the power of something.
we'd leave it right there. Yeah, it's 2.37 times 10 to the power of whatever.
14.
14. Which means it is 2 point blah, 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 times 10 to the 14th, which means you move that decimal 14 places.
How did you... There.
Yeah. Roy, I'm 45. You think I can see that? I'm already wearing glasses.
I was since 10-year-olds.
Wait. Yeah, but you're like 15.
So you've had your glasses for 5 years.
Yes.
I've had my glasses for 30 years.
So 281 trillion.
No, in pre-nature will be 10. So
281 trillion?
474 billion, 976 million, 710,856.
Nice.
656.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So
Sphere.
let's do 13. A sphere has that volume. Now, if you don't know the formula for the volume of a sphere, you can't do this, can you? So, would I be, in what you know of me, would I be the kind of guy that would give you something that you don't know and say solve it?
No.
Of course not, because that's a dick move. And I'm not that way. So I'm going to give you the formula. Volume equals 4 pi r cubed divided by 3. I want to know what r is. So now you got to do algebra. And is it fair of me to expect algebra from my pre-diploma grade 10 class? You're damn skippy it is. Go.
Very skippy.
Well, I have a well-deserved sip of water. Thanks, Jayton. I want to know what the radius of the sphere is, Jayden.
Do you think it could be like hard?
Okay, so that equals that and that. Okay, so that.
Okay, obviously it can't be the same thing.
And by the way, no calculators.
Wait.
Too late for that. Because it has to be R equals something there. Oh wait, it would have been like
You know that V is.
oh that number.
Where can I write 425? For V. Now, my job is to isolate R.
Multiply 425 by 3.
You're going to multiply this by 3. To get, what's 3 times 400?
Now, the 1200.
1,200. This is math class. This is not a game show. 1,200. What is 25 times 3? 75. So 1,275 equals 4 pi r cubed. Now what?
Cube roots.
No.
No, that's wrong. Divide by 4.
Divide by 4 pi, because you got to get rid of pi too. Now that you're not doing in your head.
No.
Why? Pi doesn't exist. It goes on forever. You, in the past, have made that 3.14. You will never, ever do that again. Pi stays as pi. Okay? So now that's gone. How do I get rid of that? I take a cubed root. And that is the answer I seek. Yeah?
No.
Algebra is not going to let you down this year, is it?
No.
I hope not. What?
Before we get all the jokes out of the way, what's your favorite kind of pie?
I don't like pie, mostly because I can't eat it. I can't eat pie because there's glutens in the crust.
They get gluten-free pie.
Gluten-free pie is not very good.
It's true.
I make very good gluten-free pie, but that would require me to bake, and I don't like to bake because I find baking to be more of a science rather than an art. And I am not a fan of baking because I like to cook. Ooh, that needs a little bit of blah. If you try to bake that way, you get bleh. Because as everybody who bakes knows, if you even put in 1 extra quarter teaspoon of something somewhere, it ruins the entire recipe. And that bothers me.
That's how making
Depends on
pie
what the something is. Isn't baking just like in real life mathematics?
Yes, of course, you need to do math to bake. Because yes, baking is more like chemistry.
I have a question.
Yes, Roy. What? What M?
Like, a sphere has a volume of 425
Meters cubed.
Yeah.
That's just the measurement, Roy. I'm 5 feet 8 inches tall. I'm not 5'8" All right. Now that you've all had a chance, now that you've all had a reminder of algebra, go on to 14. Mr. Myers, I don't know the volume of a cone. But you do, because I'm going to tell you. Volume of a cone equals pi r squared times the height divided by 3. Will algebra possibly be on a math test, Jayton? If it was, I would still give you this, so you would just be doing algebra. This has nothing to do with geometry. This is an algebra question. Now, this one's tricky. Why? Because there's 2 letters. Except it's not tricky. Why? No. Read the question. Equal H and R. So do I need 2 different letters there? No. Go.
Very shallow.
Weird cone. Yes, go. Oh, algebra. I've told you guys that joke, right?
No.
No, why the mermaid is embarrassed in math class? Her algebra was
Oh,
showing.
yeah.
Pretty funny.
Your algebra showing? I ask you guys to show me your algebra every day. No, this is algebra. I'm asking you to show it to me. That seems counterproductive, Benji. If I can do this math, I will jump off a cliff. Usually it'd be the other way around, man. I feel so dumb I can't do math. I'm going to jump off a cliff. Where does the 18 go? For V. Pi. It is no longer r squared h. What is it? Well, I would use x cubed because they're the same, right? Over 3. How do you get rid of the 3? 54 equals pi x cubed. How do I get rid of the pi? I eat it. No, I divide by pi. Gone. How do I get rid of that? Cube root of that. Now, could you leave it that way? Could you leave it that way?
I think so, yes.
Could you leave this that way? Could you get to a 5 out of 4? Yes, because that, your homework tonight is to take that and that to a 5 out of 4. It can be. Also, Mr. Myers, I need more practice. Kid, you've got a ton in your book. Page 62. Answers are on page 62 over on the right. Page 63. Answers are on page 64. Listen to me carefully. Honors, regular, doesn't matter. This unit is always the most poorly performed. I don't know why, because it follows a very strict set of rules. But for some reason, this unit is done poorly. Every year after I teach this unit, I go online, I go talk to other teachers, I ask them how they teach this stuff, and I find that it is almost exactly the same as what I do. So even though I've spent 20 years trying to improve, I have yet to come across a better way to show you how to do it. So, I have come to the conclusion that it is based upon practice. If you do the minimum amount of practice, expect the minimum amount of results. All right? So, I just gave you 2 pages that I am not assigning to you. They are practice. Do as much or as little as you see fit. Tomorrow in class, when I am not here, you will be working on pages 65 to 60, 69, and that will be marked. Yes, okay, Bill and Ted. Hey, guys, why is that funny?
Funnest joke.
I just don't understand it. Why is the number after 68 but before 70 hilarious to you people?
Very funny.
I don't get it. Everybody laughs, but nobody can explain the joke to me. Huh. Interesting.
That's not why it's funny anymore.
Uh-huh.
It's because people say it, and then because people say
I'm,
it's funny, and now
I'm,
it's funny again.
I'm aware of that. Bye. That is due for marks on Friday. When you walk in the door, you will not be getting a second of class time. We will be marking as soon as you walk in. Actually, I'm the worst kind of liar. As soon as you walk in, I will be walking around to see how much of it you have done. And if you've only done 3/4 of it, you won't be able to tell me that you got better than 75% on it. Understand?
So
Ethan.
you want us just to do 62 and
The only thing you have to do tonight is take those 2 algebra questions to the 5th level.
right.
Other than that, it is all up to you how much practice you do.